All right, let's dive into a technology that's, well, it's quietly rewriting reality as we know it. We're not talking about transporting you to some new world. Nope. This is about adding layers of digital information right on top of the world you're already in. This is augmented reality, and trust me, it's about to change, well, pretty much everything.
So picture this. You're standing in the middle of some ancient ruins. Now, what if you could just hold up your phone and bam, see that exact same building as it stood centuries ago? I mean, with people walking through its halls and everything. It sounds like something straight out of science fiction, right? But this is one of the most powerful ways AR is being used today. And believe me, it is just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay, so first things first, let's get a crucial distinction out of the way. You've got virtual reality or VR over on the right. That's where you put on a headset and you're completely cut off, totally immersed in a digital world. But what we're talking about today is on the left, augmented reality, AR. With AR, the real world is your canvas. It's all about enhancing reality, not replacing it. And that's going to be our focus.
So, let's circle back to that idea of seeing history literally come alive. You know, a really fascinating study on heritage tourism dug into exactly how AR is transforming these kinds of experiences. And what they found, it reveals something pretty profound about how we connect with the past.
The researchers really keen in on this concept they call experiential value. So forget about the price of the ticket or the boring facts you read on a plaque. This is all about the feelings, the fun, the fantasy, the experience itself. And here's the thing, a good AR app at a historical site isn't just a cool gimmick. It's a tool for creating this way deeper, more emotional value for every single person who visits.
The study actually broke this down even further. They measured 4 key things. It's not enough for it to just look good. That's the visual appeal. It also has to be genuinely entertaining, something you actually enjoy. And for some people, it needs to offer a sense of escapism. These are basically the building blocks of a truly memorable AR experience.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. Just look at this table. The data showed that when an AR experience nailed the visual appeal, the entertainment, and the enjoyment, it had a positive impact on both how satisfied visitors were and how authentic they felt the site was. I mean, think about that for a second. The irony is just wild. Adding a digital layer made the physical history feel more real. Escapism, as you can see, didn't really move the needle in the same way.
And they even put a number on it. The connection between that visual appeal and the feeling of authenticity had a beta coefficient of 0.483. Now, you don't need to be a statistician. All you need to know is that this number means there's a really strong positive connection. It's actual proof that better AR visuals didn't just look cool, they fundamentally changed how real the history felt to people.
And this quote just brilliantly illustrates the ultimate payoff. A great AR experience doesn't just get you a good review online. It leads to this. When people feel satisfied, when they have what they feel is an authentic experience, they are more willing to actually support the real-world conservation of that heritage. The digital experience inspires real-world action. How cool is that?
So, okay, if AR can completely change our relationship with the past, what is it doing for our present and our future? Let's zoom out a bit and see how this tech is building a whole new reality across pretty much every part of our lives.
The applications are just exploding. Seriously, we're talking about virtual training for super complex jobs without any real-world risk. We're talking about creating digital twins of huge industrial sites to manage them better. There's even a medical metaverse being built to revolutionize healthcare. Scientists are using it to literally walk through molecular structures, and crime scene investigators are using it to reconstruct events. This goes way, way beyond tourism.
You've probably used a version of this yourself with Google Maps or something. It can feel like absolute magic, right? But the logic behind it is actually pretty straightforward. As you can see here, it basically starts by figuring out exactly where you are and which way you're facing. Then, it pulls in a bunch of data and overlays the path you need to take right onto your camera's view of the street. But let's take a quick peek at the complex engine that makes this simple little process possible.
Yeah, that simple, seamless experience you get on your phone, it's powered by an incredibly complex system on the back end. This diagram kind of shows how all your phone's sensors, the GPS, the camera, the gyroscope, are all feeding data into a system that's constantly talking to external services, processing it all, and then rendering that final AR view for you in real time. It really is like a symphony of different technologies all working together perfectly.
And believe me, the world is taking notice. This isn't some niche tech trend anymore. Just in the last year, we've seen major governments like the EU and South Korea start to regulate these new realities. Tech giants are dropping brand new hardware, and there are global conferences being planned just to figure out the rules of the road. The race to build this new reality is definitely on.
But, and this is a big but, with this incredible power comes an equally incredible risk. As we start layering this digital world over our physical one, we have to start asking some really, really hard questions about surveillance, about control, and about privacy. This brings us to a kind of chilling concept from philosophy, the panopticon. It was an idea for a prison, designed so a single guard could see every inmate, but the inmates would never know if they were being watched at any given moment. And the result? They just start behaving as if they're always being watched. And as our surveillance technology gets more and more powerful, you have to admit, our own society starts to look a little bit like this model. And look, this isn't some far-off theoretical problem. This is happening right now. At the 2024 Paris Olympics, AI-powered video monitoring was rolled out on a massive, unprecedented scale. The debate it kicked off was all about whether these powerful surveillance tools put in place for one event will now just become a permanent fixture on our public spaces. And this is where AR surveillance gets fundamentally different. This isn't about what websites you visit or what you click on. As you can see here, we're talking about biometric data, where your eyes are looking from moment to moment, your unique gestures, the biometrics of your voice. It's also collecting spatial data, detailed scans of your most private places, like inside your home or your office.
Let's be crystal clear about what this means. This kind of data reveals way more than just your interests. It can be used to infer your emotional state, your physical health, your most intimate behaviors. This is a level of personal insight that honestly makes tracking your web browsing look primitive.
So we're left with this. Augmented reality is giving us a powerful new lens on the world. It's a way to see the invisible, to bring the past to life, to reshape our future. But as we put on these new eyes, we have to ask the most important question of all. Who controls the lens? Who decides what information gets layered onto our reality and what gets left out? That's the question we're all going to have to answer, and soon.